Welcome back to Raw Sports Talk. I'm Chris, your favorite stat reader, and we have the Mavericks hosting the Pelicans. And the Mavericks are 5.5 point home favorites. The over-under is at 235.5. The Pelicans are plus 170 on the money line, and the Mavericks are minus 205. Now, these are the overnight odds. They're going to change the closer we get to tip-off tomorrow. They've played each other 3 times so far this season. The Mavericks won 132-91 in Dallas. Then the Pelicans won 119-136 in New Orleans. And then the Mavericks won 137-136 in New Orleans. Now, obviously, this is a much different team than it was before the All-Star break without Luka. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this works out for the Mavericks. As far as the lineups are concerned for this game, it is supposed to be Alvarado, McCollum, Murphy, Zion, and Missy. Zion's listed as in. Missy is listed as questionable. Then Kyrie, Christie, Exum, Thompson, and Washington. Both Kyrie and Clay are listed as off injury, and Washington is listed as questionable. Now, most of these teams and most of these players have had at least a week to recover from anything that's kind of ailing them. Let's just call it that. So I don't know. When it comes to the NBA, it's really frustrating and it's interesting to see, and it's nice to see that people are taking hockey a little bit more seriously now because they see how the players play. So we'll keep that in mind. Head-to-head, the Mavericks are 6-4 against the Pelicans in their last 10. The home team is 7-3. The favorite is both 5-5 against the spread and 5-5 on the money line. The overs hit in their last 2. The over is 6-3-1, and the over/under at 235.5 is 5-5. One game went over, one game came close, it missed by a half, so it should be interesting. The Pelicans are 1-9 in their last 10. There was a total of 241, 238, 230, and then 273 points. 5-point loss to the Kings. They covered 3 out of their last 4 games were against the Kings. A 36-point loss to the Thunder. They did not cover. 8-point loss to the Kings. They didn't cover. And then a 7-point win over the Kings. They covered. For the Mavericks, 6-4 in their last 10, 6-2-2 against the spread. The over is 7-3. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They've won 4 out of their last 5. 221, 257, 218, and then 231. 11-point win over the Rockets, they covered. Then a 1-point loss to the Kings, they covered. And depending upon where you got that game, you could have actually gotten them as the favorite. You could have gotten them as the underdog. So it closed as a push. Then a 4-point win over the Warriors, they covered. And then a 5-point win over the Heat, they covered. This is really interesting to see if they're actually going to play well. I think they're going to be deflated that AD is going to be hurt, and the reason why they traded Luka was because they were worried that Luka was going to be injury prone, and they traded for someone who has notoriously missed games because of injuries. Not granted, not over the last couple seasons with the Lakers, but I still call Anthony Davis Mr. Glass. I'm going to take the Mavericks on the money line. I will take the Mavericks laying the points in this one. I'm going under. These are just my picks. If you disagree, please go with your gut, and please bet responsibly.